is what I got. Loving is what I got. Hello, welcome to Z Reviews. I'm your host, Zeospantera, and we're going to review 3 things today because I only do videos every third day, and there's always a yard sale, which means 9 videos, which is, how many is that a month? And if I did every one of these, it'd be too much. But they're all kind of interconnected because they're all second revisions, or in the case of the FiiO, like 5th revisions of very popular things that you all want to know about. BTR15, not to be confused with the BTR5, even though they look very similar. Where are you? You're hiding. Looks like the BTR5. BTR15, smaller than the BTR7 and less costly. I don't understand the naming conventions, FiiO. Calm the fuck down. We've got the ifi HipDac3. Fuck. So I don't remember that there was a 1, and then maybe there was a 2, and then I got the 3, and I'm like, I forgot that there was a 1 and a 2. I remember there was just a HipDac. So now this thing. And who remembers the XP2 Xduoo balanced? Hell, that box. It must be an old, early box. Anyway, yeah, so now balanced Bluetooth or USB chonker. And we're going to give all 3 of these a test today. And these are real close in price. This is $200 for, well, ignore that for a second. We're going to also be, by the way, I've got the Meze 109 Hybrid Elite and Meze 109 Fenestrated Sheepskin Dakoni pads for the Meze 109s, wherever the hell those are. But we're going to try them on the Ghost, because that's where people are going to be concerned. So I'm going to test with the Ghost, and I'll let you know as I'm doing all this what the differences are. So, all right, let's start with the HipDac, because we're hip, cool people. And fuck. Like, literally, you don't need to spend much time with this to realize, oh, that's really clear and nice and bass boost, X-based, and then, but it doesn't have a high-low gain, but it has this power match. When you hit that, your headphones explode. So power match to me is like when you have to go a low, very, very delicate IM. Usually power match would lower it. That's what the switch is for. All right, real quick tour of the unit. Tour of the $200 unit. I think this does 400 milliwatts is what I glanced at. 2 USB-Cs on the bottom. This is to charge it. There's a high-res audio sticker that's apparently in a fucking cap. You could peel this off, but it's like sunken in. And I'm using not the cable that it came with. This is the cable it came with. There was also another cable to charge it, but I have no idea where that cable went. So we're just going to assume that it looks really nice, because ifi usually has nice cables. So you get your 2 USB-Cs in the bottom. You get nothing around the entire surface except for this switch and all your labels. This thing's even scuffed from me using it. All the labels, like if you look at the bottom, there's nothing labeled. There's just a little LED there. You get your DC 5 volts. You get your USB. Your IE match switch, which lets you pick either the balanced out or the 3.5 to have. Basically, it fakes a resistive load on your source, so usually not a headphone, but an IM. And if you want to have IM match, if I hit play on Caress Me Down, or what I got, I say remember that. And this is not playing. It's just not gonna. Yeah, we're gonna get it back. For some reason, and I don't blame the ifi for this, my phone is being a real pain in the dick. I'm using the Xduoo cable from the giant Xduoo 5 Pro, just so it's easier to do this without it, like, being this far away. With the bills I have to pay, I don't get angry when my mom smokes pot. So anyway, what you do is you switch this. I hit this to 4.4, and the volume gets slightly quieter. What this does is, because this unit is so fucking insanely powerful, even with the power match disabled, it is insanely powerful. So if you're using a sensitive set of IMs on the 3.5 or the 4.4, you flip that switch, and it changes the shown impedance load to the amp, so that you have a lot more fine control over your volume. Like, even with that on and blasted, that's pretty loud still. If I shut this off, it gets insanely, like, that's loud. That's loud. And now if we get power match, I'll shut off the bass boost. That'll fry your brain. So it gets fry your brain loud. The biggest letdown on this, and this has always been the case with every HipDac, be fucking Bluetooth too. I know they've got the Griffin, and that's like their thing. But, oh my God, a HipDac with fucking Bluetooth would be just the end of days. Because I love this form factor, the little flask shape. It's so nice to hold. You could just add some buttons on the side like a DAP, you know. Just, you know what? You could actually add one button. Bluetooth is fantastic. You know why? Because when you add a button, you hit the button, you hold it to turn it on, and then you tap to pause, you double tap for next track, you triple tap for last track, one button. Just add it to this. That said, real true audiophiles who will want real true audiophile things will only ever wire directly. So you're going to be stuck with this sort of life. Hold on, get this over there. So let's shut off power match because this does not need more power. In fact, I might even put the IE match switch down. Yeah, then I could max it out and it's like I'm not going to die. So for a safety reason, I would actually put that. Oof. So the switch itself, I'm going to turn it off now. Clicks off. She'll disconnect. Caress me down when I'll play on my phone. Click it on. You get some very subtle LEDs to the sides of that switch, which, by the way, that click was nice. A little knurling around here. The buttons are all machined metal. Yeah, I'm going to cancel that. I'm not going to use Hibby Music for that. Hibby Music loves to tell me I should use it for everything. The X-Bass. You could almost be let go, say like, oh, I didn't notice the X-Bass was on. Because it comes on, and there's definitely bass, but it's such a good implementation. I can't think of any other bass boost or bass knob that has ever been implemented better than how ifi implements it. Period. It's crack. ifi bass boost has always been crack. Oh, it's just smooth. It reaches the right frequencies to just be like super fucking smooth. So yeah, this is a fucking ifi with their quality pieces of equipment, and if it doesn't have Bluetooth, that's fine. You go wired. You could use their wire. You can get a longer wire. It's way up there. You don't need anything much else for $200 for portability. But if you want Bluetooth, we're going to have to stop the camera, and I'm going to have to play a little bit with different ear pads and let you know how they change out, and we'll talk about something that has Bluetooth. Okay, interesting, because now I've got the Fenestrated Sheepskin on the Meze, well, on the not Meze 109s. You've had the Meze 109s, just assume what I'm saying about the Ghost will apply to that headphone. More forward, tighter, a little more detail-oriented, because they remove the fabric. These are the original Ghost pads, by the way, which have this foam in there. I put the original Ghost pads. I had to put the Meze 109s back to their stock self. So you get rid of this fabric in here. So you get literally direct contact with the driver, which almost is a little too exposed, and I would be kind of concerned. But, just don't sneeze in it or anything, and you should be right. Anyway, we're now on the BTR15, which is... All right, let me do the pricing. Excuse me, ma'am. Where the hell did the computer freeze up? No, it didn't. It's wallpapers. We don't want that. We want this. Okay, so BTR5. The original 5. There's two versions. There's a $99 regular and a $129 titanium edition. I guess the case is made of titanium. I have this in the case, by the way. I'll take this out. So $129. Then we move up to the BTR7. Its replacement, the 5's replacement was the 7. Bigger unit, more power, big box. Came in Type C or Lightning, or apparently Type T, Type C. I don't know. Either way, $200. Bigger, chunkier unit. BTR15, $109.99 with a 10% coupon. That means $11 off. That means it is $1 cheaper than the 5. Than the standard 5. What? I don't understand, FiiO. I don't understand, FiiO. You made a new thing, and it's definitely better than your old thing. Like, the 5s are great. Everyone liked the BTR5. The 7 is bigger, more. This doesn't have the same power output as the 7. But functionality-wise, like, look at this. Look at the amount of stuff on this. Plus the metal case. And the rounded fascia and the screen, which will pop on right there. Oh, how is this like $98? And it sounds fucking great. Like, it's actually thinner slightly than the plug on this very special wire. So I guess unit tour. Okay, so unplug that. 4.4, 3.5, nothing, single USB-C, and then a three-way switch, PC, Bluetooth, or phone, for depending on what you're hooking it up to. If you hook it to PC, you'd switch it up and hook it up to a laptop. You want to go to Bluetooth, you switch it to the middle, and then it becomes an active Bluetooth device. Switch to the bottom. Phone, usually PC and phone, it doesn't matter, but for some reason phone, maybe because it'll do different control options if you use it for a phone versus a PC. So there you go. It's a little bit slippery out of its case. I gotta say, it is, if you greased this and threw it at a pile of people and said, here, free DAP, they'd never pick it up. So it's just glass on both sides, curved. Great for a Bluetooth reception, by the way. This thing goes forever. Metal is only on the outside to support where the buttons come through. Positive and negative for the volume rocker and track change. So it is internally changing volume. There's this display on the bottom here. There's actually numbers and a little thing. If I can't hold it because that changes tracks. You can't hold it. You got to tap, 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 tap. See that it goes all the way to 0. And then you want it louder to tap, tap, to tap, 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 tap. And it's not affecting the phone's volume, which is fixed at the top. Which I unplugged the headphones. That's why I can't hear the music. It's all making sense now. So yeah, and we've got it on high gain, and the battery is full, and it's using LDAC 96K. So it's got a nice, informative, like very basic screen telling me all the good things about the unit. Finally, we've got, see, that's a microphone. It's indicated microphone. That's your power button, and that's your control button. This button is your play pause. There you go. And if you double tap it, it brings up the assistant, which we're not going to do. And I think that's also for your pairing. Like, you'd hold that down for a while for pairing, and you hold this to turn it on and off. Actually, wait. We hold this down, and I think we get into the menu. Is that in the menu? There you go. Hold the power button down for the menu. All right, it's all coming back to me now. So you got charge, PR, gain, filter, EQ, car mode, U audio, dimmer, language reset version, TechCon. Let's go to TechCon. I think it's this one to enter. Yeah, there's our thing. That's our TechCon right there. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Version. Here's our version. Yep. So you enter the menu with the power button. Use this to jump to the menu. We're not resetting anything. Language is good. Dimmer, we can do 4 levels of dimness. Honestly, they're all pretty bright. I would probably leave it on 2. Is my advice. U audio, which version of USB audio do you want to have when you plug it into a PC? 1 or 2. We leave it on 2. We don't have any old weird phones. Car mode is either going to be an on or off. Car mode on any of these devices means when you have USB power into it, when power is in it, it turns on and it activates. When power is off, it shuts off. That is what car mode does, so that you could leave this in your car, plugged into the cigarette lighter, and when you start your car, it gets power, turns on, connects to your shit, apparently connects to your headphones in your car, which only I'm allowed to do because I'm a fucking YouTuber and an asshole. But I guess you could use this as a source. If you're hooking straight up to like a radio or something, you could do that. Did I leave the menu? No, we didn't. EQ, which has off, which is my favorite EQ of all time, is off. Because jazz, pop, rock, dance, R&B, class with 2 A's, hip-hop, user 1, user 2, and user 3 are not my favorite. Let's go into user 1. How do I adjust user 1? I may have to do this through the app. Fuck, don't make me get the app out. Because there's the FiiO app on the phone that'll directly talk with this and then do more things. If you're interested in that, please do research. Filter, which gets your hybrid or fast, and that's it. I like hybrid. I don't know why. Gain, which we have high right now. If you're on IEMs, you just hit down and hit switch it to low. I'm going to leave it on high. And then charging per on or off. I don't 100% remember what that means, but charging per is currently off. Charge peripheral? Charge from the peripheral. I'm guessing here. You guys will let me know in the comments. You guys will do more research than I will. I thought I remembered everything about it, but I don't remember what the charge per is. All right, so let's get out of the menu by hitting the power button again. Now we're at LDAC48 because nothing's playing maybe. Let's see. Now we're at 96. Plugging the headphones back in. All right, how loud are we right now? We're not even like... Jesus Christ. Oh my... That is... Okay, so far the ifi has tried to kill me with too much power. But you could settle it down with switches and the IE match. This is trying to kill me with too much power. But you could settle it down by putting on low gain and just not being a dickhead and raising the volume all the way up. This gets annoying a little bit, like the actual lowering it. But if in an emergency, you just lower your phone and it will do the same thing. You just won't lower it on the unit. So the clip case it comes with is bringing me back to like the start of this channel. I haven't seen one of these in fucking forever. I thought we were done with them. But if you want to use it, you take your unit, it goes in there and goes clip, and there it is. Now you have your little clippy unit, you put on your neck, put on your headband. Honestly, the ultimate thing to do with something this size, and no one's going to agree with me on this because I'm the only asshole that exists in this space, is you'd get some like blue tack, gray tack, white tack. You plop that fucker right there, and then build a custom wire that just goes... And then you'd have a Bluetooth headphone that you have to reach up and give it the reach around to do the things. I guess you could strap it here if you wanted to, but I'm a centrist. Centrist means I want to put in the center. Put these back on. So far, by the way, Fenestrated Sheepskin are getting a full thumbs up for supposedly Meze one. I'll probably pull up the Mezes in another future video and give these a try on that as well. But for right now, what I'm doing right now, yes. If you want to try a different like flavor on your ghosts, these have like a good warmth to them. They're a little more aggressive warmth. And I'm not getting too bothered by treble either. See, I'm combining all these reviews together. Now I review the pads and I review 3 items. The wallpaper would be great. Hold down. Release. So wait, hold down. There's like a specific 2.5 seconds you gotta hold it. By the way, this soundtrack is fucking dangerous because I literally went out to go get some drugs from CVS. So I get in my pickup truck and I back it out and I'm like, oh, I'll put on some music. And the fucking Top Gun Maverick soundtrack came on. I forget what song it was, but I pulled down to the end of my driveway and I like stopped. And it was that. And I think I did like 75 miles an hour to the CVS. So don't. If you haven't seen Top Gun Maverick, by the way, chef's kiss. Everything you think is going to happen happens. You get the happiest of endings. That's not a spoiler. But they do it so well that you're like, I haven't been excited. This is why the movie grossed like $1 trillion. It felt like an 80s like movie that you're like, we're gonna go in, there's gonna be some tragedy, we're gonna overcome it, the bad guys are gonna lose, the good guys are gonna win, we're gonna get the girl, and it's gonna be Tom Cruise without a shirt, and he fucking delivered it. I don't know how The Mummy got fucked up with Tom Cruise in it, honestly. That movie was shit. Let's go to the middle. And even Lady Gaga killed it on the soundtrack. All right. BTR15. It's the default. It's the default. The only thing I would kind of think about recommending for small little Bluetooth over this would be the ifi Go Blue. But they haven't updated it in a while, and the cases were plastic, and they used to shatter, but they had the knob, and I love the knob. It's still the GOAT. This is still the fucking GOAT. Look at the size of it. It basically just becomes part of whatever you plug it into, and it's just like, put it in my pocket and be done with it. And you can wire it if you wanted to be like, hey, I'm going to be this asshole right now. Meow the jewels. So now I'm now listening without any Bluetooth, distortion. And there is no USB distortion because we're on LDAC 96K, so. But it is a possibility. If you wanted to wire it for whatever reason, you could do it. All right. Stop this. You knew you were going to love this. You knew you were going to fucking love this. Let's talk about the XP tube balanced. So, Xduoo has been fucking up for a while. With the original one of these was infuriating because it was so nice, but there was no way to control Bluetooth with it, so you had to go to your phone and do next track, last track, and all that. Solved. Then there were buttons that like worked on the old one that I was like, I really wish this couldn't work. I wish I could stop that from working. Solved. And then I wish there was, I don't know, it was battery life. I don't know, fucking make up a thing. So right now, we'll do the unit tour. You get your two inputs on the bottom, charge and USB. You got your near field communications in case you want to pair it with your phone via doing that. You can do that. The front is just Xduoo. It is a fingerprint goddamn magnet because glass and glass. So be prepared to wipe the shit out of this or cover it in anime stickers. I would normally link them on Amazon, but there's been this weird conversion of anime girl stickers, like all the ones I have on these boxes and stuff. They no longer sell good ones. Not like those were the super high quality, but trust me, compared to what you can get now, those are gold. So I might just print my own now that I got that $1,200 printer. So unit layout, USB, nothing. Knob, which is your on-off, same thing. The volume knob goes down and then clicks to turn off. Do I want to do it? Do I want to do it? Oh, I did it. I fucking did it. Indicator of your light is here. This little sliver of plastic comes on. It's blinking. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. It's connected. Again, wow, that hit hard. 4.4, 3.5. And then we come to the side. Let's plug you back in. Squeezy, squeezy, squeezy. Microphone here indicated with 5 holes. A Bluetooth button. That's all it says is Bluetooth. A battery button. A high-low gain switch, which is absolutely absurd, and I'll tell you why. And an input button with a lock. Now, the lock is not currently on, which is a problem. Because if we hit play on Remo's Revenge from Remo Williams, and we tap the input button, now that's red instead of blue, and it's looking for the USB input. And this is playing the Remo Williams soundtrack from the Adventures of Remo Williams. The Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. Go watch that movie from the 80s. Janeway from Star Trek is in it. As a hot military officer. And there's a not Korean dude. I swear the actor who's playing the Korean dude is not Korean. And that was like a whole big whitewashing thing in the 80s. Anyway, let's talk about this unit. Because there's everything about it is completely fixed and it's 100% worth the $169. In fact, I brought tungstens out because we're about to see if this will power it. Because the only negative, I'll get to the functionality. The negative is that when I have it hooked up, and let's go back, let's press the input. It goes back to blue. Wait for a second. The icon will appear on the top. Boom. We are now back to this. Turns to white to indicate whatever the bit rate is. A lot of, all right. The input button fucks you, right? Because you got it in your pocket, you're jamming, and boom, you hit that. All of a sudden, you're on USB. It's disconnecting from your phone. You're like, I got to do all this shit now. Let me straighten that wire out. But you hold the input button. Red light comes on. Input button no longer functions. You've now locked 2 buttons. The input button and the battery button, which I don't know why you'd ever lock the battery button, because all the battery button does is tell you what the battery is. So you've got to unlock that one. Okay, now you can hit the battery button, and that will blink 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means it's fully charged. That is annoying. It could just be even if it just went green, or you wouldn't even need this battery button because you could just have it be green when it's fully charged, and then have it change colors as it's dying. Or add another LED somewhere. But no, you have to count how many times it blinks to you. I'm putting the lock back on, so now that won't do that. thank God I can prevent that from happening. But really, locking the input. The issue I have, though, is when you turn it off, it goes away. Wait a second. Breathe. Breathe in the desk. We are the empty. Okay, turn it back on. That doesn't come back on locked. So here's what's going to happen. I'm just visualizing it now. You're going to, oh, good, I hit that button by accident. I will hold it down to lock it. You will then lock it. You will then turn off the unit like you do every day, maybe 4 times a day. And you're going to have to relock that thing every time until you learn not to press the button. Don't be stupid. The reason you might accidentally press the button, because it's really, why would I interact with any of these buttons? Yes, the Bluetooth one is the play pause. And just like I said, double tap, next trap, next trap, next track. 1, 2, 3. Triple tap, restarts or goes back. So you're going to be tapping a button all the time. And it's probably going to be only this one, which is kind of, I guess it's fine. If you hold the unit, volume down, wire down, that's fine, but then you have no control over the volume. So you're probably going to hold it like that. Then the button is in your palm, so that doesn't help. You're going to be doing a little bit of shuffling. Ergonomics, not the strong suit of this unit. I mean, if I were building it, I would say people are going to hold it like this or with the wire at the bottom, and then they're going to want to have the volume control at the touch of their fingers, and then maybe next track, last track here, and a rocker. But for how far we've come compared to the OG, which, by the way, also, the Elite Hybrids are probably the pads, because they sound very similar to the stock. There's a fly on my fucking light. What can I kill it with? Ooh, a rag. I need to murder the fly. Hold on. You're on Z Reviews now. Z Reviews the murderer. Okay. You. Watch me break my whole set. And I missed him. Alright. Anyway, I'll get him later. These pads sound a lot like the Meze 109 pads. They're a different construction. They're soft fabric on the front and just perforated on the inside and then solid on the outside, whereas this is perforated all around. This gives me a little more of that openness, but again, it's missing the front. I'd call these a very big improvement. I kind of got to go back. Oh, so let me tell you the hack. Sound quality on the Xduoo. It doesn't quite have a flavor. What it has is raw, guttural power, to the point that I'm actually running the phone low. Where the phone would normally be on any of the other units, I was just maxing them out, and we were able to control it by putting it on either low gain here, and it's a digital volume, or putting not on the iMatch button, and then you can flip the switch if you want to make it lower. I would actually be fucking afraid to run like high efficiency IEMs off of this unit, because we're on low gain, and I didn't realize when I started out this review, I'm like, oh, I got the Ghosts, they're pretty efficient. We were on low gain. If I turn this knob with that up, and it's fast. That is, I'm not even getting to the top. I don't even know where the, and that's low gain. If we switch to high gain, holy fuck. Which is now why we're going to lower that down while it's on high gain, and we're going to plug these very skinny things. They're so small. They're so small. Into the tungsten, which everyone knows is the hardest headphone on earth to drive. And I'm just going to give a listen, because I haven't tested this yet. High gain, Bluetooth Max to your... Oh, it's struggling, but I'm listening to tungsten. Oh, it wants to be good at this. You know what? That's 95%. I could hear it struggling, like it's probably clipping the amplifier. But for this little Bluetooth fucker to do that? I mean, if you own tungsten and you want to show them to somebody, this would kind of work. I'm try to get if I get something really, really high end. Yeah, like this is a quiet recording because it's live and it's not quite there. I would say on loud stuff, it's 95% of the loudest I'd ever want. This is just, you could tell you're at the limits of its quality barrier. It's like you can push that hard, but it's not going to be as clean. And you really want clean with tungsten, so you fucking have to. But yeah, back to, what do you label, left? There you go. Back to the Ghost, something fucking normal. And this. So, recommend. But, big, like that volume knob is the scariest knob. There's been some scary knobs in this channel, and this is a scary fucking knob. At least it's covered and protected. I don't think it's going to get fucked with too much. It's nice and knurled and metal. And it's very, like, it doesn't have a lot of channel problems. Like, it's very low, like when it first starts. And then it works up and it's smooth. This is an actual analog volume. I don't know if the HipDac one is digital or not. Usually they are just a digital knob and an analog body. This feels immediate. And there's an exponential gain. When you go up, it's like quiet, 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 quiet. And I do not like the linearity of this knob. So what I would do is I would lower this down a little bit to a safe level where you can just turn this past that and it's like, okay, it's loud, but it's fine. And then I don't know what the fuck, you shut high gain off. High gain isn't actually that big a boost. So yeah, I would leave it on low gain for like everything on the earth. Okay, pause. So here we go. I'm calling this review because before it gets to 45 fucking minutes. Thank you to Deconi for sending out these two Meze 109 pads. I'm glad I could sell them to owners of ThiAudio Ghosts. More forward, more attack power. Fenestrated Sheepskin, maybe gamers who are actually into like violent gaming. And then the Elite Hybrids, basically, if you can't get the Meze 109 pads for this, because that was a whole thing that I caused Meze to be like, what does that happen? I can't do a Romanian accent, where they were ordering like 250 at a time, and it's like, why are we selling pads? We haven't sold that many Meze 109s, and they started buying too many pads. Well, Deconi's finally come through, and the Elite Hybrids seem to be the direct replacement if you can't get the Meze pads. They're not the same feel, but they're definitely similar in sound and what they're changing. So, yeah, leave this over here. This is nice. Scoozy. I didn't actually talk about accessories. Xduoo comes with this little hooky thing. It's fine. It's fine. Again, are you going to hook if it has Bluetooth? How many of you, and this is an honest question for the comments, please go in the comments or find the guy who made the comment, is like, would you actually want to wire up a Bluetooth capable device? Is there a time where that is what you're interested in? Because the only time I would think to do that is I was at like a Can Jam. And I'm like, you know what? I'm testing $4,000 headphones on my own source. And I wanted to have no Bluetooth. Or if you're having Bluetooth issues, if the room is really crowded. I know a lot of times in New York, if I'm there at all, there's so many Bluetooth things happening in so many offices that it gets fucked up. But really, like, how many people are plugging in the wire? ifi, you have no option. Also, I'm going to give this wire to my brother. This is the wire that came with the Xduoo to power it, I guess? This thing is fucking massive. Like, this is the thickest. This is a beaten wire. Look at the. Actually, it does barely bend, but that's the strain relief. The strain relief is too stiff. But okay, so you got a little wire and a fucking thick wire. ifi comes with a sticker and feet and the little wire, which I stole. And apparently another wire, which I don't know where that is. And the FiiO comes with the case, the littlest, smallest, stupidest little wire, and an adapter to go full size. That's it. Those are your current accessories. None of these get a bad rating for anything. I think if I was close my eyes, gun to my head, sound quality alone, the HipDac probably takes it. HipDac takes it, and it has the most. Well, I think you have the most power, honestly. Which, let me shut you the hell off, because none of these get hot, and they all have varying. Well, battery life in this, it's going to be weird because you can charge it with your phone, but you really shouldn't. I mean, that's why it has 2 ports, so you don't charge it with your phone. You don't want to murder your phone. It's not a dongle. I think this is the one everyone's going to buy. They're all going to buy this because it's small, it's beautiful, it's soft, it's clean. FiiO can't make their DAPs sound good. And I've got the new 23 here, and it's decent. But somehow the BTR fucking 15 sounds better than it. Like, just with a smoothness and a clarity, and it just, there's nothing up front about the sound that bothers me. It's great. It's the default. And it's $100. The HipDac3 is more serious audiophile. Or if you're a person who needs that X bass, or if you're using IMs, this is honestly the only choice. This would work with IMs, but this one has the IE match. It has a real high-low gain. The X bass, you know you're buying this when you're going to plug it in and you want X bass. If you could live with that, you're fine. I think more people will buy this than that simply because this is Bluetooth. But now you have this, which should be like a hybrid between the two because it's a larger form factor and more power. But it's Bluetooth. But it's got a couple of those really annoying little quirks, like the volume control gets exceptionally loud. And you got to lock that input button if you don't want to accidentally the input. But other than that, it's great. And it's right between the price too, $200, $100, $169. I would not blame anyone for buying any of these. If you like Xduoo products, by all fucking means. I'll link to that. You want the ifi, which you have to plug in, but it's like having the Zendac in your pocket. That's the answer to this one. It's literally the Zendac, sound quality and feature set in your pants. And then the FiiO is just, I'm assuming the FiiO BTR15 is just a FiiO BTR5, but more sorted with better buttons. So that's an unmistakable yes. Unmistakable yes. And a yes. I love knobs, yes. But this also has a knob, but it's more money for that knob. So none of these have, like, shit the bed. I should have included a really fucking bad one. Do I have a bad one over there? So the problem is I don't know if I have a bad one over there. I have one over there. That's another. I have at least another video worth of stuff that we can do, but we'll get to that. So yeah, what we've learned is both the Fenestrated Sheepskin and the Elite Hybrid both change the sound, possibly improve depending on what you're looking for, and I like the comfort more than the stock pads. The stock pads for the actual Ghost stock pads are just cheap, shitty pads. All right, that's just a fact of life. You're gonna spend money on a Dakoni pad. It's gonna be a much nicer quality pad, since you can't really get the Mezzi ones. So yeah, ignore that purple wire for a little bit until we get to it, and you were done here, right? Wallpaper in the Wallpaper Horde, Patreon, Subscribe Star, support this channel, and my endeavors, and my electric bill, and my cat feeding bill, and God, these fucking cats eat too much. And yeah, $5 a month. See reviews early. Participate in yard sales. Get to the sound demos, which are no longer on YouTube. You can only get the sound demos. New ones and old ones are available for patrons and Subscribe Star subscribers for $5 a month. And there will be a questionnaire post if you're a $5 patron or a supporter on Subscribe Star. I will put up a post in the comments. You write a question, and I will answer it in a monthly video or a live stream. I haven't decided yet. I also haven't decided when I'm going to post that and when I'm going to release it. So probably sometime in May after Munich. I am going to Munich, by the way, if you've been watching this. Hi, I'm in Munich, or I'm leaving for Munich, or I've come back from Munich. I don't know. Schedules. Anything else I got to talk about? No. $10 tier, behind-the-scenes private Telegram chat, and lifetime swap meet channel so you can buy, sell, and trade gear. Over 400 people in the swap meet now. Because if you join the $10 patronage chat, even if you leave it, you get to stay in the swap meet channel and buy, sell, and trade gear. So yeah, I'm done, you're done, we're done. Thank you. Good night. Oh, don't forget to check out the unboxing channel and the second channel. All right, I had to know before I left. Better than that. Same volume, but less distortion-y than the XP2 balanced. So yeah, this ifi is silly. Fucking silly. So I put a not safe for work sticker on it, but I censored it with the ifi sticker it came with, which is see-through. That's it. We're done again.